Alright, I'm gonna try this again. Don't know how to make these two go together. So this is Lieutenant Swinger's interview, and this is the video from the day. You can see if they match or not, and I'll do some commentary in between.
Okay, it is June 26th. At about 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm here with Lieutenant Swanger relative to IA 2329, a complaint by Aaron Knapp alleging a civil rights violation and assault. Officer or Lieutenant Swingers had the opportunity to review his Garrity warnings and subsequently sign the Garrity warning form. With that, Lieutenant, do you recall your interaction with Mr. Knapp on June 1st, 2023?
Yep, I do.
Can you explain what happened?
So I was in my office. I heard dispatch sending units to assist auxiliary at the main entrance with a person they were requesting assistance with. I left my office, walked out the side door through the detective door, and immediately observed a male who we would later find out was Aaron Knapp in the personal space of one of the auxiliary officers and was in an argument with him. So I walked up, stepped in between them. I put my right hand on his left shoulder and created a little bit of space, some distance. He immediately became defensive about me, touching him. He didn't like being touched, blah, blah, blah. Why am I touching him? I told him, I said, I don't want you this close to my auxiliary officer. He was belligerent, argumentative to the point where I had to talk over him. Come to find out, he didn't want to put his wallet through the security procedures, and that's what the whole thing was about. So at that time, he gathered his belongings. He went to leave. I walked out behind him with the bill outside. As I was exiting the building, Noel Santiago came down and said, hey, we've had problems with that guy in the past. He is not allowed above the second floor without an appointment. So then I went back outside. I told him directly, so you're not allowed upstairs above the second floor without an appointment. Which time he didn't want to hear it and demanded to see a sergeant. I said, I'm a lieutenant. I'm not going to waste a sergeant's time.
All right.
And I went back inside, and that was it.
Are you aware of an auxiliary producing some kind of credit card knife to Mr. Knapp?
I was told that that's what happened, but
You
I didn't actually see it.
You didn't witness anything like that? Okay. Did Mr. Knapp ever express to you what his concern was for not following the security protocols, specifically not wanting to put his wallet through the
No.
Okay.
No. No, at the time, I didn't know who the guy was. No idea. He was just a random guy that was, come to find out, he's been through into this building many times, knows the exact procedures of what he has to do to get
Second time in the building.
If he didn't want his wallet to be examined, he should have left it in the car.
Right.
No one's forcing him to bring that in,
Look, went through the security procedures. Oops, look at that, getting my stuff. Gave him everything. Where's Lieutenant Swinger at? Alright, we're going to pause this at 3:36 because I want to go back to 112. So let's keep playing this. Watch. Oh, look, we got someone coming out over here. Another one. I've got all these people. Grabbing my stuff. There's a barrier there, see? Officers are behind the barrier. Got a couple more over here. Now, mind you, I've run all of my stuff through the security procedures. Look, I put everything there. Everything's there. Now, here comes guy with the credit card knife. Watch. I believe this is where he does the knife. I'm not sure. Yep, right there. Look, backing away, backing away, backing away. Nowhere in his space. Nowhere in his space. Right? Oh, look, here comes Lieutenant Swinger. All right.
Created a little bit of space, some distance. He immediately became defensive about me, touching him. He didn't like being touched, blah, blah, blah. Why am I touching him? And I told him, I said, I don't want you this close to my auxiliary officer. He was belligerent, argumentative to the point where I had to talk over him. Come to find out, he didn't want to put his wallet through the security procedures, and that's what the whole thing was about. So at that time, he gathered his belongings. He went to leave. I walked out behind him with the build outside. As I was exiting the building, Noel Santiago came down and said, "Hey, we've got problems with that guy."
All right. Here I am talking, telling him, hey, man, like, you shouldn't have pulled that credit card knife. Now, let's watch all this supposed following and me wanting to leave and all of that. So, no, I was not being belligerent. No, I was not cursing. If they have proof of that, then they need to prove it. But this is his Garrity interview that he's yakking away in. He gave up his civil rights when he did this. So, again, look, I'm putting all my stuff in play. There's the lieutenant. I'm trying to have a discussion with him. Let's go back up to like 337 where we were at. Now, he followed me out.
Mr. Knapp claims that that you somehow assaulted him.
Remind you, in California, touching
Assault would indicate that you attempted to cause some physical harm. Is that true?
No, that's not true at all.
Okay.
The only thing I did was
Right
touch
now?
him. I put my right hand on his left shoulder and created some space. It wasn't even a push.
Right.
It was more of a kind of like a dress right dress separation, you know.
Dress right, dress. No, you didn't even put your hand in between me and him. You saw that on the video, guys. Like, there was none of that. No hand in between me or the officer. It was on my back.
And in fact, there was no conceivable constitutional rights violation, correct?
No.
Really? So kicking me out of a building that you trespassed me from based on the word of this Joel Santiago person who I've never met in a building that you can't prove I've
He
ever been in
says,
more than twice.
He continued to walk back away from you as you aggressively backed him into a post and then went to the wall by the bathroom before exiting the building.
So he grabbed his belongings,
Uh-huh.
backpack, keys, backpack, wallet, I think some keys, and went to the wall by the bathroom, and I followed him there.
Okay.
Not up into his business, but I followed him from the conveyor belt over to the wall.
Okay.
Because I had asked him, I said, "Where are you trying to go?" And he never would answer me.
I did.
I think I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating, but I think he was trying to go above the second floor.
Yeah.
I told him I was trying to get a police report. I was trying to go see Mr. Bradley. I was trying to talk to someone in legal. I was trying to do many things.
And then at some point after the incident, you had submitted a email to the chief documenting the incident. Is that correct?
Yep.
And then you also prepared 3 witness statements by auxiliary
Right.
who witnessed the encounter.
Yep.
And those were also submitted to the chief.
Correct.
Just one thing. To review the elements in the assault, no person shall knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to another or another's unborn. So, you never caused or attempted to cause physical harm to Mr. Knapp. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay. And the other element, no person shall recklessly cause serious physical harm to another or another's unborn. Well, there was no... Mr. Knapp never complained of any injury or anything like that, correct?
No.
And in fact, your
Where's the
interaction
separation
with
at?
him
My back?
wouldn't have the ability to cause him.
Where was I
Right.
getting in
Physical
someone's
harm.
face
Is
again?
My
Where?
physical interaction with him consisted of a touch, of me putting my right hand on his left shoulder to create some space. It wasn't even it wasn't a push. It was just more of a distancing.
Okay. And that was done in your perspective to in defense of the auxiliary officer that Mr.
Yeah,
Knapp was.
because when I got in there, they were face to face. He was actually in the personal space of the auxiliary officer. And the auxiliary officer actually was kind of backing up to try to create some space. So I just inserted myself in between him and kind of, stuck my hand out at the same time.
Really? That's what
to
see
make
here?
sure he didn't continue to
Me
go
grabbing
forward.
my stuff?
Right,
Me grabbing my stuff.
I think that's
You
all
put it on my
the
belt.
questions I have. Do you have anything else that you wanted to
You
add?
know my
I do
belt?
not.
All right.
Well, that will conclude at about 2 minutes after 10.
So again, I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, so I'm putting on my belt, talking to the guy who pulls out the knife. We're gonna have the knife come out. Back away. Whoop, that's crazy. Again, I just don't like credit card knives, and like he was standing right in front of me. So now here comes the lieutenant. Where's this space he's trying to create? Where was I coming aggressively just to grab my stuff? We weren't in each other's faces. Like, he showed me the knife. I backed away. I went back to get my stuff. Now he's in my face, a cop. And again, there's a divider between us. Like, if you pull up the other video, I'm pretty sure you'll see I was nowhere near his face, his space, or anything of the sort. Hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. Grabbing my stuff. No arguments, no aggression, just doing my thing. So anyway, I guess, here we are, guys. This is the brave new world we're in. So this is why I didn't want to go into City Hall until recently. This was my second visit to City Hall. And you heard Lieutenant Swanger said Joel Santiago told him that I wasn't allowed above the second floor. And they named me by name. But yet that's not a civil rights violation. You trespassed me from City Hall on the word of another, which is illegal. So yes, that's a civil rights violation. Maybe in Ohio touching someone isn't illegal, but in other states it is. And again, when you do stuff like this to people, they start to doubt your ability to enforce the law. So if your Garrity statement was untrue, I'd like to see the rest of the video. I'd like to see, when did you speak to this guy? Like, here you go. He's talking to me. Like, we're having a discussion. There's zero, I'm trying to leave. Look, I'm backing away from him. He keeps getting in my face. I'm trying to leave. Why is he following me? Why? The other video would show that, me walking up against the bathroom over here and then later walking out this way and him following me out the door. All of this completely unnecessary. So again, I'm sharing this one with you guys because that's the way it goes. But I have the recording. I have the video. I got it from the Lorain Police Department. This is what happens, people. This is why I was, not okay going in there. This is the Lorain Police creating their own narrative, doing what they want to do to create a scenario that matches what they want to sell. So we can play this game all day long. That's what happened. That's the Garrity interview. That's the video. Make your own opinions.